Okay, looks like we are ready to go. I will be introducing you guys to the Flagstaff Open Space Stewards Program. And I just want to take a second to welcome all of you. We're really excited to have you on. So yeah, let's get into it. Ooh, I need to move myself. There we go. So an introduction to the Flagstaff Open Space Stewards. This is a volunteer program, and you guys actually are going to be performing many functions. But your mission is to promote the visitors' enjoyment of our protected natural areas, as well as performing many long-term behind-the-scene functions that are pretty essential to maintaining the long-term health of Flagstaff's beauty and natural character. So those long-term functions we'll get into a little bit later, but those are going to include your site reporting and just making a presence out on the open spaces, cleaning up graffiti, cleaning up trash, etc., etc. So your commitment, now that you've agreed to be a Flagstaff Open Space Steward, is to complete 20 hours of volunteer patrolling during the calendar year. So that's going to be starting as soon as we finish our live Zoom sessions, and it'll end next year around the time that, fingers crossed, we can do an in-person training. So during those 20 hours, you'll report, which will go over reporting any concerns you might see on our open spaces. And you're actually going to assist with at least one volunteer event or assist in some type of event, continuing education class, or complete a project out on the open spaces. So projects are going to include things like picking up trash or graffiti removal or like pushing a log off of a trail or maybe closing an illegal trail or going out during our Weed Pull Wednesdays. All of those that are outside of your regular patrolling efforts will actually count towards projects. So a little bit of background information on the Flagstaff Open Space Stewards Program in itself. It was created by an AmeriCorps Vista member in 2018. We saw a need for the program due to increasing graffiti and vandalism, especially on our petroglyph sites and on signs in our open spaces. And since the open space program only has one full-time employee, we decided that we really needed a greater presence out on our sites. And then we just want to educate the public about open space. So if you're out there in your t-shirt, maybe the public will be more inclined to say, oh, I have a question about this, I have a question about that. And we will also be supplying you with a small pocket guide that has a brief overview of what Robert talked about in his history of open space presentation. So hopefully that'll help you answer some questions or give some interesting tidbits about what you might find out on the open spaces if visitors ask you guys questions. So getting to know the website. And I'm actually gonna take some time after or right now to just go to the website, click through everything, kind of talk you guys through it. And when you'll need to go to the current stewards tab. So let's just go there actually right now. So the easiest way to get there, just Google Flagstaff Open Space Stewards. It pops up for me. I've Googled it plenty of times. And then you'll see the Learn More Flagstaff Open Space Stewards, and that's the flagcls.com link, which you guys are probably a little familiar with the website because you did have to go here to apply. So now you have your Flagstaff Open Space Stewards. And let's just take a couple minutes to go through the website and really familiarize you guys with it. So this is our welcome page. It has an overview of our mission. It has an overview of a little bit of the history and what the program does, and then introduces our stewardship program. And here, if you keep scrolling down, it has all of the position description, which I'm sure you guys read before you applied because you have to scroll all the way through it to sign up. And here's the support. This is Robert and I's information. Since I'm in AmeriCorps Vista, you can see that this will probably change to the next Vista that takes my place. But yeah, you should always find your support here. And also you should probably just have our emails because we will be reaching out to you guys pretty often, just giving you opportunities to get more involved in the program if that's what you want. So then learn more, the next tab, which is the same as the first tab. That's my bad. And then sign up, which is what you guys had already done. Click your sign up button. And now you're a current steward. So current stewards. And like I said in that first PowerPoint presentation, it's going to ask you to log in. So once you log in or click that button, I'm already logged in. Crap. I kind of wanted to show you guys how it would ask you for the password. Let's see if I can kind of get logged out, maybe. And stewards. Log in. Okay. Well, normally when you hit the login, there'll be a blank button and you'll just type in stewards. No capitalization, no spaces, no nothing. And that will log you in to the current stewards page. If you have any questions, please, please, please don't hesitate to send me an email because I am way more than happy to answer. So then this is the current stewards page, which is what you need the password access to. You have the stewardship guidebook is your first page. And this is just going over the description again, goes over the purposes, your responsibilities. So I'm also going to be going over all this in the remainder of the PowerPoint, but this is just a good click back kind of. I need to, I kind of forgot what I want to report. It's, going to have some of that, what do I report stuff on there. And then it has your training materials. So we have the required column here, training packet. That's kind of, now it's this online training. And then what's really important. So once you guys have completed the quiz for this module 2, I'm also going to ask you guys to go log into the current stewards page and fill out this volunteer position description waiver form. So I'm going to click that just to show what you guys will be getting. And this is for the City of Flagstaff. We're going to need you guys all, before you can start volunteering, to fill this out. So you can print it out, scan it, send it to me, or just fill it out. Yeah, well, you're going to have to, or fill it out online, download it. I'm going to need this information and to save it in our files. So after this video, if you guys could fill this out for me, get it sent back, that would be super helpful because we actually do need this legally before you guys can come on as our volunteers. So that's the volunteer waiver form. And then we have the volunteer agreement form, which is for the City of Flagstaff's open space program itself. So as you can see, it says, I agree to accept the volunteering services of your name beginning on May 24th, 2020 and ending on May 20th, 2021. And then you can take a second to read through everything that you're agreeing to, but you're basically agreeing to complete this training, complete 2 of those projects, whether that be attending a volunteer event or weeding, graffiti removal, etc. And then also reporting to us your time spent out on the field and any problems you encounter when you're out in the field. So then for under required as well, we have a lot of background information on our open space properties. We require this just because we want you guys to feel as comfortable as possible when you're out patrolling on the open spaces. So it's not a lot of information, but it is super interesting information. So this link, for instance, is just an Arizona Daily Sun article on forest thinning out on Observatory Mesa. So it just gives you a little bit of information about maybe some history that happened out on the mesa and why, you know, forest thinning and all that is important and what's going on. So then location monitoring, I'll be going over this a little later in my presentation. Rules and regulations, also be going over that in my presentation as well. The back button. So that was our first tab, stewardship guidebook. The 2020 online training modules, that's hopefully you guys found your way there. I will ask that everybody completes the quizzes. The quizzes ask you for your email. So this will actually always be available for you guys if you feel that you need to come back, review the information that was given, or, you know, Bob and Evelyn were kind enough to give out their information. You know, reach out to anybody that put on these presentations, and they are awesome stewards who are always more than happy to help you in your volunteer efforts. So then we have reporting and steward highlights. The steward highlights are actually where we keep track of everybody's hours and their projects completed. And then I actually update this information for you guys. So there's no need to do it yourself. And then reporting, we'll go over reporting, I think, a little sooner in my presentation. So that's a little bit about getting to know the website. And like I said, any questions, just please ask me. So yeah, like I said, we're going to get into reporting now. What to report. So anytime you guys spend your time out on Observatory Mesa, Picture Canyon, McMillan Mesa, or even the Schultz Creek Trailhead, counts towards time as being a steward. You know, you want to make sure you're wearing your t-shirt, creating more of a, not authoritative, but, you know, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm wearing my open space shirt, and I'm here to help you kind of presence. So even if you're just going out for a hike at Picture Canyon and you're keeping your eye out for things that might be going wrong, please report that. I know whenever you guys are going to be out on open spaces, because I'm the same way, I'm like, oh, is there graffiti there? Is that new graffiti? Okay, well, I'm going to count this towards some of my time. So I expect you guys to do the same. So the goal of on-site data collection, so that is going to be what I'm going over in the next slide. On-site data collection is you're going to be taking your phone out with you, and when you see something, say something. And that includes graffiti, trash, anything. Just you'll take a picture of it, and then you'll go onto your phone and like locate your GPS coordinates, and you'll put that into the reporting page, which I will show you after a little bit more explanations. So here, the following slide is some examples of what you might report. So a trail, maybe a tree's fallen down over a trail. There's significant water, so like a puddle of water that's been long standing. It's not great for trails. So you report that, and we'll try and get a work day out there to fix that section of trail. So a sign missing, damaged, vandalized, you take a picture of that, you report where it is, and we'll get some graffiti cleanup out there, or try and replace the sign. So yeah, this is just a brief table of concern items, and we trust you guys to use discretion and report things that might be out of the ordinary. but definitely making sure you're looking at our cultural sites. You know, the sooner we can remove spray paint and etched graffiti, the better off it is that this site isn't vandalized again. And Bob and Evelyn will go over that in their graffiti presentation. And then invasive plant species. So the next module is actually module 3. It's all about invasive plant species. Ian will go over a lot of those with you guys. And if you see them, you know, if you bring gloves out with you on the trails, you can easily upturn those, get them out of the ground and keep them from coming back. And we also will host weed pulls once we're able to be in groups again. And if you ever want to go out and pull invasives, like just shoot me or Robert an email, and we will be more than happy to get you guys shovels, get you guys gloves, and yeah, go remove those. And then, you know, if you report them, maybe you don't have time to remove them or not sure how to remove them, report them. And there are lots of people who are adamant about getting invasives out of Flagstaff that we can report to, and they can go remove them. So the more communication we have together through our volunteers, the more cohesive we can be in trampling those weeds. So how to report? Like I said, we will go back to our trusty website now. So we're in the current Stewards tab. You've entered your password Stewards. You come down to reporting. You wait for your internet to load. Fine. There we go. So this is the place where you will report your steward hours and any of your land use concerns. So this is actually just a reiteration of what I showed you in that table. And it's pretty straightforward. You enter your name, your email address, your phone number. We have a drop down right here of which site you are at. And it's important that you include your date of your visit. So we recommend that you put in your report within a week of visiting the site, just so you can remember. So the number of hours spent at location, please, please, please just say 2 hours and then include the time. This is all reported to me in a Google Drive. So if you just put in the number and then the times, it makes it super easy for me. You know, putting in like, just like, oh, I was here from here to here, and trying to go through all of that. It just makes it a little easier for me if you're like, I was there for 2.5 hours from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. You know, make it easy like that. I realized that calculation wasn't right, so whoa. Don't get on me about that one, please. And then land use concerns. So if you spot any concerns like we went over in that previous slide, just type it up here. I noticed that there was water pooling on a section of the Tom Moody Trail Loop at these GPS locations. That would be awesome. And then to go over getting your GPS locations. So I have an Android and I'm going to go through it super quickly. I open up Google Maps here and I wait. And then when I open up Google Maps, and this is pretty similar for iPhone as well, you open up Apple Maps, and on both applications, your current location will probably be tagged with a little blue dot like this. So that little blue dot shows you where you currently are. If you tap the blue dot on Android, it'll say see nearby places, share your location, save your parking. So if you click the share your location on Android, and it will show you your GPS coordinates. And that's pretty similar on iPhone as well. Those, I did not spell Android right. Those instructions to find your GPS location can also be found in a simple Google search. So yeah, then your GPS locations include your longitude and latitude right there. And then this last little question, photos included. So if you didn't have time to take a photo, just click no, it's not a big deal. If you did have time to include a photo, you click yes, submit. Now, you want to include a photo in your report. Well, how do you do that? Super easy. Under this important tab to the right of your reporting page, you have a please submit all photos to the Stewards Google Drive. So you click this link, and it will open up our Stewards Google Drive. And while that's loading, we also have the photo submission guide, which is super important because we're going to ask you guys to put your photo first in the right Picture Canyon, Mesa, Schultz Creek, Observatory Mesa, whichever site you were at. So say I found some graffiti on one of the benches at McMillan Mesa. I will go to McMillan Mesa and I will upload my internet. I'm sorry. And I will upload my picture. So you can see that, you know, the bench graffiti, we do have a lot of problems with graffiti at McMillan Mesa. And we want the date that you guys took the photo included in your report, and then a description of the graffiti. So that is also covered in the photo submission guide. So you will select the open space property where the photo was taken, and then right click, upload files. Select your image that you took out on the open space, similar to this. And then you will rename it. So you'll right click your photo you just uploaded to rename. And then just like I was saying before, you'll put the date when you discover the concern, the open space property location, the concern, and your first and last initial. So for example, if I found some graffiti out on McMillan Mesa today, I would say the date, which is so out of the loop, 5/2/2020. And then I would put McMillan Mesa, graffiti on bench, and then LH for Leela Hussein. Does that make sense to everybody? If it doesn't, please, like I said originally, ask me a question. And then if you want to, you can also print out this guide for field reporting and take it with you if you don't want to wait until you get back home. So that is how to report with your GPS locations on the Stewards website. And then field safety. So that's important to us. You guys are volunteering your time, and we really appreciate that. But first and foremost is your safety. So before you go out to an open space, make sure you check in with a friend or relative. Just tell them about how long you're going to be gone and where you'll be. Just so, you know, if anything goes wrong, somebody knows that that's where you were headed and knows how long you've been out. So wearing appropriate clothing and footwear, sun protection, and bringing ample water. It's dry here, it's hot in the summers. And then listening to your instincts is always super important. If you ever feel uncomfortable in a situation, just remove yourself from that situation. This is a volunteer position after all. So we don't need you guys getting involved. If you see somebody doing graffiti and you don't feel safe confronting them, you can always call the non-emergency police line, or just report that there was graffiti happening and you didn't step in because you felt unsafe. That's totally fine. Do not pet unfamiliar pets or wildlife. And then when picking up trash, wear gloves. Don't pick up hazardous things as needles and whatnot. And to continue, we're not asking you to enter storm drains or culverts, to pick up trash or anything. If you encounter a homeless camp, camping is not allowed on our open spaces or within city limits. Just contact the Flagstaff Police Department's non-emergency line. And then reporting criminal activity or anything out of the ordinary, obviously 911 for your emergency situations. And then if you come into contact with illegal hunting activities, you're actually going to want to call this number, which is the Arizona Game and Fish Department. And then other ways to get involved when you're a steward. Look out for emails from your Open Space Vista, which is currently me. And they should be just telling you about upcoming events like Weed Pull Wednesdays and tabling events. Hopefully once all this craziness passes, I'll also be hosting some more continuing education courses. So the Open Space program is going to be offering continuing education courses to thank you guys for your service. So previous education courses have included birders, going around Francis Short Pond and explaining what birds are there, and binoculars were supplied, and that was really fun. Or maybe sometimes, Picture Canyon is having a thinning and burning project coming up, and we want to just be able to inform you guys who this land is important to, why fire is important, presentations hosted by the Flagstaff Fire Department. So as a steward, you'll have other ways to get involved rather than just surveying the land. Oops. And then this is just a little bit about how you all help our open space program. Your volunteer hours help the program report to the city that people support our open space mission and efforts. And the open space program, like I said before, only has one full-time employee as of May 2020. There is no way one person can watch all of our lands by themselves. Your guys' presence is just super helpful in going over those reporting efforts and just being out there in case visitors have questions. And public engagement is not something I go over in this PowerPoint, but is actually gone over in another module, and you guys will be able to watch that one shortly. So I just wanted to thank you all again for joining this year's Open Space Stewards program. We're really excited to have you, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you guys in our live sessions after you finish your training. So thank you, and have a great day, guys.